Mister here. Have you ever heard of a tree that made a superpower? There has been one in the past. This is a yew tree, or at this stage a yew bush. The yew is spelled Y-E-W in this case, and this bush helped build the English Empire. And from probably the 1100s through the 1500s, due to what the English could do, and the Welsh, with the wood from this tree. They created the English Longbow, which was a super weapon in the time of medieval and Renaissance eras. The English Yew bows had a draw weight from 80 to 180 pounds and could shoot 200 yards with an effective kill range and over 400 yards if they were shot in an arc. The English used these quite effectively in the battles of Sluis, Crécy, Poitiers, and Agincourt against the French during the 100 Years' War. The English won all these battles decisively and overcame much greater numbers of French soldiers than the English had. Whereas the French mostly focused on knights and troops with swords, spears, morning stars, maces, and the like, the English army had more archers. The English did not have as big a population base as the French, and it was much cheaper to equip all the English armies with bows and arrows instead of training them all to be knights to ride on horseback. It cost a lot of money to feed horses, not just one horse to go into battle, but all the troops need horses to ride to and from the battle areas as well, and mayhaps needed one or two charges, they called them, to go out into battle, because some would get tired, some would get killed, they'd need another horse. Horses ate a lot, they drank a lot, so did large numbers of troops. The English were able to overcome these French in these battles due to their accuracy with their shots, the firepower. They could shoot such bows up to 12 to 15 times a minute, and the French mostly used crossbows in their armies, which could fire maybe 3 shots a minute. So the longbow was essentially a machine gun in those eras. Now, my bow is made of hickory, and it only has a 40-pound draw weight, so it is only a third to a fourth as strong as the English yew bow. These yew bows, the wood was used from the yew bows, and they were cut specifically in certain areas from the tree, and right below the bark would be the hardwood. There was a part that had to bend back, and the inside was called the belly of the bow, and it was of a different wood inside the tree. It was farther inside, and it wanted to snap back. So when the archers trained for years and years developing the muscles, they could pull back the bows and they could shoot them very far, very fast. They could even penetrate chainmail armor and some other armors of the era. Now you can buy a yew tree at many nurseries, plant nurseries, and have your own version of a yew bush, a yew tree. This one will not get very high, not as nearly as big enough to harvest bows from, but you can have your own piece of history from the winning side of many battles in your own yard. You can go out and enjoy such a wonderful bush. I never thought I could own one until we had some people plant some and some other things last fall for us, and I jumped at the chance. I relished such a wonderful bush, and perhaps over the years I can do more videos with this in the background. So if you're interested in archery, you can go and find archery classes near you, I am sure, at a town. Probably not during deer season for the instructors, as mine was a deer hunter, and they were quite busy during the fall and early winter. In order for the English armies to be able to be equipped well enough to go on campaigns into France, they had to scour all across the country to get as many yew trees as they could to make their bows. It was a years-long process to cut the limbs and let them dry for a few years and then bend them into proper shapes. So once they ran out of yew trees in England, not literally ran out, but ran very low, they would look abroad. They looked to southern Germany and the Bavaria area, and after many years they went to Italy and Spain because they had yew trees there as well. A few of the English kings would make them sort of a tax payment when they would import goods from Spain and Italy. They would say, throw in also 10 or 14 staves of bows along with what you are bringing us. That would mean very many bows coming into England all of the time so they could work on building up the equipment they needed for their armies. Do you get the point? That's all. I find more excitement myself in arching shots at a distant target. It's hard to find a place where one can do that safely when one is sure no one will be walking around downrange where you could accidentally hit them. Surely no place in most city limits will let you do that, so you have to find some place in the country. You know, someone that has a farm or lots of land out in the country, that is the best place to go and do that. I made a video in the year of our Lord 2022 where I was actually shooting at a distant target when I was at the Queen's Ferry Renaissance Festival. That day I focused on that weekend I focused on three different battles of Crécy, Poitiers, and Agincourt, and one of those I had videoed. There's a bit of wind noise on there, but you can also get closed captioning to find out what I was talking about. So, get out, enjoy a Renaissance Festival as soon as you can. I hope to see you there, and hope you can enjoy some archery in your life. So if you're looking for a Renaissance Festival for Scottish, go to meistersrealm.com to find all the Ren, Scottish, fairy, Celtic, medieval type festivals across the continent. I'd like to thank my sponsors, my ever-growing list of sponsors, including Rotten Dave's Wooden Mugs, Twisted Thistle Trading Company, How Creative Creations, the Wren Scouts Roost, the Bluffwoods Renaissance Festival from St. Joseph, Missouri, and my latest sponsor, the Ren Fair Angel, a contemporary of mine from Oklahoma, who also shares word of where one can find Renaissance festivals. Gramercy to all my sponsors, gramercy to all my viewers. Let me know if you'd like to see another video of another sort. Tell me what kind, and perhaps I can work that into my repertoire. Gramercy, good day, and I hope to see you at a Renfest soon. Huzzah!